Hello, hello, it's June Olson with Junebug Creations, Independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, coming to you live from Whitefish, Montana. And today we have a rainy, cloudy, kind of chilly Whitefish, Montana. So I pulled out my nice fluffy flannel shirt. I think it was my sister's, and I've been thinking about her son a lot lately. And so yeah, I've been wearing this shirt. So yeah. Anyways, it's a little chilly today, so I have a t-shirt on underneath, short sleeve, but it's too chilly. I actually just turned on my heater because my hands feel ice cold. So let's see if Facebook is cooperating with me today. There we go. Let's see. All right, I think I can see the comments in Facebook now. So if you are in Junebug's Creators, feel free to comment because I can see you cold now. And then if you're on my business page, hi Missy, you're on my business page. So thanks for joining me there. Let's see. Things look a little off. Hang on just a second. Just trying to, time got away from me. I'm going to be totally upfront with you. I forgot to prepare for the for this, so I am winging it today because time got away from me. I have a new event, and I'll post it so that you can join it. I have a new event that I'm in this week, and so I was preparing some graphics for that, as well as I want to be able to tell you, and I did not print it out yet, tomorrow, starting tomorrow, is a huge first time sale for the Stampin' Up! And it's going the whole month of June. So starting, well, June 3rd, all the way through to the end of the month. Woohoo! Of course, June being the best month of the whole year. I know, personal opinion, that's okay. I thought it was an awesome sale. So it's a buy one, get one 50% off of sweets or any products that belong to a suite. And I will do a live just kind of explaining all that. I just wanted to tell you a little bit about it. I'm going to be in the vendor event this week, so I won't be able to stream. I don't think I can do two groups at the same time. So I won't be able to stream in the Junebug Creators, but I'll get you that information and I'll put that link in there so that you can go take a look at it as well. If you, well, no, that would, I'll put the link to the business page because you'll be able to see it there, because I'll stream in the vendor event, the Hello June vendor event, as well as on my business page, and then also on YouTube. All right, so let's go ahead and switch because it is Paper Pumpkin time. So Paper Pumpkin has now switched to Mondays, but I put it at 3:30. But like today, I got caught up in stuff, so I'm thinking I'm going to put it back to 9 o'clock where it used to be. So 9 a.m. or 9:30 on a Monday morning, we'll be switching that starting next week. So let's go ahead and switch here. So this is our usual kit color, the polka dot, the Poppy Parade with the polka dots. Because it's a kit from Stampin' Up! And excuse my nails, I haven't been able to get this stuff off my nails, and I can't decide if I want to just take it off or renew it. So sorry that the nails look so crummy today. We are going to work on the Paper Pumpkin. It is the May Mountain Majesties. It's an all-inclusive kit, so all you have to do is add scissors. Everything else is in the box that you need to make the cards as designed. Today we're going to step out of the box a little bit. So there's our scissors. We have our Misty Moonlight, and I like to use the regular size pad. These are great though when you're traveling. I like to use them when we're traveling. And if you don't have the ink pad, the big one, then you have this. So that's a nice thing. Then we have our stamps. They are, I love you, best dad ever, you're the greatest, happy Father's Day, happy birthday, you mean the world to me, for a wonderful man. And then we have two different flocks of birds kind of thing. All right, so there you can see what it is. So the two different birds and all the sentiments. And then we have the block, and this block comes with your kit the first time that you get a kit, and then after that you would just save this and use it each time for your stamps. I like to use my ergonomic stamps. You can see the difference in the thickness. If you have other kits, you could glue two of these together and they would be about as thick as this. But I like to have my variety of sizes. It just makes it faster than having one block. But one block, of course, is totally doable. When I did a Paper Pumpkin Playdate live from an airport, I had to use the block. All right, so these are the no-fail instructions. Shows you the 3 cards, 3 of each, so 9 cards, Mountain Majesties. These are the ingredients, and then these are the dies that we have. And I have not double checked, but I think we still have some of these dies left. I think these 2 are still available, and then these dies are still available, and these are the add-on dies. So, oh, actually I think these are sold out. The heart ones I think are sold out. So it would just be Q2 dies. So you have your sentiment piece, the hugs, the flowers, and the leaf. So super cool. Super cool. We may be using those today because, like I said, I'm kind of winging it. I apologize for that. I planned on setting some time aside to work on this, and then last week was, well, you know, last week was totally crazy. Yes, Mom is doing well. So for those of you who have been asking, thank you very much, and praying. She is doing much better. She ended up having E. coli. So that was pretty weird and bizarre. Here are the ingredients for the cards, and then of course the instructions for the cards. And we're going to kind of take these things apart today. That's what's been in my mind with them, because we have all these multiple of layers. So I'm thinking of just doing the layer. Whoa. Yeah, sorry. That's the son. He's on the road. If he calls again, I will have to answer it. He's driving on the road. He didn't look at the calendar. He will see. So there's lots of layers. So I'm thinking of kind of breaking down these layers and just making more cards with it. So this was one card, Happy Father's Day. And then we have this one, which was also a lot more layers. Thank you for being the person you are. And this was pre-made. It wasn't stamped. And then You Mean the World to Me. And again, lots of layers that were just added. So what you can do with these is you can, here's our adhesives. You can skip all the added layers and just go with the flat cards like this, right? So you can just go with the flat cards. So I have an idea for this one. I think we're going to do 2 cards. And I have an idea for this one. I think that's it. We're going to use these. So we're going to just simplify it. And then next week, we're going to use all these layers to make our own cards. And that way we just have more to it. All right. So we need our sentiment pieces. Although we might use that. I did bring over my... let's see which one goes with which. I did bring over my Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine. That's the word. I'm like totally struggling with words here. All right, so let's move that aside. Set that aside. All right, and we have our envelopes. We're going to do something different with the envelopes next week, but for today, we're going to keep it simple. All right, so what I was thinking with this one is we have this Stamp and Cut and Emboss, or for the machine, Soft Ways 3D embossing folder. So I wanted to see whether that would work, and not on the whole thing. I was just trying to look and see if that might work on part of it. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. I brought over a piece of Misty Moonlight. All right, we're gonna use that as our card base, and I'm gonna do it as a 4 1/4 by 11 Glad to hear she's doing better. Yes, thank you, Missy. She is doing much better. Yeah, they had to change her medication once the culture came back. So then it was kind of like, what? Okay, so we're gonna make this 4 inches. And we'll have that to use for something else. I'm going to take this off the bottom, not the top. 4 by 5 1/4. Alright, so that's a fair amount of that coming off, but it's okay. It's okay. That still looks great. So now I want to see whether it would work. I don't know if the waves are going the same way. I was thinking, oh, they might be. I didn't want to have the sun in there. I was trying to... Nope, they're going the wrong way. Now that might work. Alright, I think we're going to do it that way. I want to pull it up above the sun, like that. So we're going to bring over our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Whoop. Almost dropped all my embossing folders. Here we go. So I don't know if y'all have heard that Facebook is going to be deleting all past, oh, I don't need this. I'm not talking and thinking very well today. It's been a while. All right, so Facebook is going to be deleting all past lives. So what I have a lot of Paper Pumpkin lives from the past. And so what I will do is I will be, I have sound, right? Okay. I will be downloading past Paper Pumpkin lives, my what do you call it? Pre-YouTube days. I will download those to YouTube or upload those to YouTube so that you have access to them, because I know I am not the only one with past kits sitting here. So if you want some ideas and inspiration for that, what I'm going to do is create a Paper Pumpkin Playdate playlist on my YouTube channel so that you can go back and look at those. There, that's what I was trying to get out. All right, so we got to put it in this way so it doesn't get the card messed up. All right, normally you want to run it through with the fold, but every now and then you have to do it with the side because of things like this. Ooh, so that looks pretty cool. All right, the waves don't quite follow the mountains, but I still think that actually looks pretty cool. All right, and then the sun I'm going to actually do on something different, with something different. I'm going to use what did I use the other day? Oh, I think it was this that I used on the sun the other day, Missy, didn't I? Let's see. Let's see if that's gonna work. Nope, I think that's gonna look too much like plant. All right, see, this is where I miss the painted textures. Oh, maybe that's what I did use. Maybe I used that new painted texture one. Yeah. All right, I think that's the one I used. But I do miss our other painted texture one where it just really looked more like that. So we're going to double up. Oh, I can't do it that way because I can't put it in this way. What do I think? What do I think? I know, yeah, we've not done this before where you can use more than one on here. I'm going to give it a whirl. We'll just see. If I don't like it, I don't have to use it, or I can smooth it back out. All right, so let's go ahead and just give it a whirl, see how it looks. It might surprise us all. I know, Missy, you're probably sitting there going, June, what the heck are you doing? You've never done that before. I know, I haven't. It just came to me. You know, I told you I was kind of winging it today. All right, are we ready for the reveal? Oh no, that just totally messed it up. All right, so that's not going to work. We're going to have to figure out something else with that one. So let's just use this side. All right, so I need to trim that down. Yeah, so that didn't work because that was too much. So you can't even see the sun there or anything. We'll do this over here, but we're going to have to, I may end up just cutting this and using it for different things. So let's get this back out. See, I hadn't had a chance to play with this to test it all out before you got to see me do anything. So, all right. That's what happens, June, when you don't plan accordingly. So now this time I can take off of the top a little bit instead of off the bottom. I'll just take off the top because there's still plenty of sun there. All right, so we're going to try this one more time. We're just going to do the bottom part with the waves. Let's see if we can make the waves work. Let's see if we can make the waves work. Yeah, because we don't have to worry about the sun this time. So we can kind of make the waves work, and they're kind of following here. So this might actually turn out better. So I'm going to turn it around this way so the paper is last to go through, not first to go through. So the sun, I did the sun from that kit last week. That's what it was. I did the sun. I wanted some texture on that sun, and so I used that painting one, but yeah, it didn't work out today. That was too strong. It needed something more subtle. I wish I had something more subtle for this. Oh, I just lost a... So sometimes these fall out of your machine. Oh, no, here it is. It goes in the side of the handle right here. So it just goes in like that, and sometimes it falls out. I'm not sure why or what makes it fall out, but sometimes it does. So I don't have anything. I'm looking in here to see, do we have anything more subtle? We really don't have anything subtle like that for the sky. If we had some clouds, if you have your cloud embossing folder, you could totally use that. That would look really cool. So we're going to do that. We forgot to... Did we forget to? Didn't I? Oh, I did. I didn't forget. I remembered. I just grabbed the wrong one. Just grabbed the other half. All right, so let's go ahead and fold this over like this. All right. And then we can put that on here. I feel like we need some ribbon or something. All right. Let's see. This didn't work out as well as I thought. As you can tell, I'm floundering because I was not planning. I did not plan well for this, but I didn't want to cancel. You mean the world to me. Happy birthday. You're the greatest. We're going to go with you're the greatest. All right. You're the greatest goes on here. I'm going to stamp it right along there. There we go. So it's going to turn out good. It always does. We're going to go with some birds in there too. I think we need some birds. Do they fit on here? They do fit on here. All right. There we go. And we're going to do that little one. All right, like this. There we go. All right. still feel like it needs something. We don't have any bling or anything with this kit, so let me go get some bling and see what we can come up with. Or maybe some, a piece of ribbon. No, we don't have anything. We don't have anything color-wise that goes with that. So let's see. I'm open to suggestions here. And I'm afraid I might be pulling something out that's retired because I haven't gone through all my stuff. So, ooh, those blue ones would work with the gold in there. Those would work, except they're too close to blending in. All right, let's see what we have here. We got lots of bling, and a lot of this is retired, so if I use something retired, I apologize to you in advance. I still need to pull out all my stuff, all my retired stuff. I just, yeah, life with parents. All right, so we have this one, which is the pecan pie in clear, or we have these, which are the Regal foiled adhesive dots. I like the gold in those better, so let's go with these. Let's glue this down. So just keeping it simple. You could turn it into a little fun fold if you wanted, but we're going to keep it simple here today. All right, and you can see how deep those grooves are, so you want to make sure to get enough glue on it so that it sticks down. And I like to just kind of go around the edges. All right, so here we go. Oop. That is not wanting to be straight. I am just having a heck of a time today, huh? There we go. All right, so then we're gonna take our gems. They're all the same size. And do that. All right, and now I think what I'm going to do is I want to give this a little bit of shimmer. Okay, because this doesn't have to be just for a guy. It can also be for a girl, right? So we're just going to give these waves a little bit of shimmer. All right, so we're going to use our Wink of Stella. And I'm going to just the raised parts. So just what was embossed and raised up, that's what I'm doing with the Wink of Stella. All right, here we go. So I'm just giving it, because sand kind of shimmers in the desert. I come from the desert, so trust me when I say that sand kind of shimmers in the desert, especially from the distance. And then depending on how much mica is in your desert, you may have more shimmer. And I'm surprised that I remember that word, but I do. I do remember that word. Mom would be proud. She's the big rock hound in the family. I do like rocks, and my son likes rocks, but not the way Mom likes rocks. I taught rocks, and then Mom would come in and bring her rock collection and let the kids see. One of the ones they loved the most was the sulfur, the yellow sulfur, because it stank. And they thought it was kind of cool. All right, you wouldn't think that rocks and crystals would stink, but the sulfur one did. All right, so we're just adding some shimmer to our sand to just make it not seem like a plain old card. All right, so there we go. And I'll hold it up in just a minute so you can see how that worked. All right, so it's just adding a light shimmer, and I'm not squeezing hard, I'm just using kind of what's on the brush and then it's flowing out on its own. Probably should have done it before I put the gems on, but you know, I'm flying by the seat of my pants here, so. All right, I will have next week's better planned, so it's more together. No big oops like that other one, I'll know already. All right, but the nice thing is there were two sides of the card. Now that other one, what we'll do is we'll cut it and we'll just use the bottom part and do something else with the top. So here you have the shimmer. Can you see the little bit of shimmer on the card? Let's see if I can get it to shimmer. There you go. You can see the shimmer there on the sand. All right. And so that allows you then to have a little bit of shimmer. You're the greatest. It can be a guy or a girl. It doesn't matter who it is. It can be a guy or a girl and it will work out perfectly. All right. And then on the inside you could use another piece of one of the cards, or you could just put the white. I'm not going to worry about the inside for you today. I'm going to focus on the outside and using those cards. So what do you think? That came out actually pretty good. I like that. I like how that turned out. So Missy says looks cool. Yeah. Isn't there a leather type ribbon? Not one that is current. Not one that is current. There used to be a leather type ribbon, but it's the faux leather, but it's not current. And so typically, yes, I may have just used something that wasn't current, but I don't do that on purpose. That was just poor planning on my part for today. So yeah, I was caught up in making new graphics for y'all and totally spaced on the time until my alarm went off. And it went off at 3, so I should have known, get ready, but I was trying to finish what I was doing. But that came out actually pretty cool. I like that because that can be, like I said, a guy or a girl. It doesn't have to be just one. All right. So with this, I'm inclined to cut this off. All right, so we're going to cut that off. Okay, there we go. You can cut that off, and then you can make a card front with that as well. All right, so let's see. Let's bring this back. So we'll just end up doing these two cards. All right, and we'll do this. We'll do this. All right, so what else could we do? Let's see, what other colors? So this is where we want to go. We want to go over here. Basic Black, Lost Lagoon, Misty Moonlight, Mossy Meadow, Pecan Pie, Petal Pink. I happen to have some Lost Lagoon right here, but there's no Lost Lagoon in that, so that's not really a color I want to use. So let's see what we have over here. I've got some Petal Pink. All right, we could do that. Got some Petal Pink. So I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to fold this back. I'll fold this back like this. All right, and this is a fun fold that y'all have seen me do many times before. It's one of my go-to easy peasy ones. You can either do it like this, or you can do it like this. And when you have the 5.5 by card and you just fold the front, it's the same style. So we're going to, does this fit on there? It does fit on there with the border. So let's go ahead and do that. So this is 4 inches wide, so we're going to do this one 4 1/4. Alright, and then this will go on here like this. And so we're flipping it over and doing it the other way because nobody knows where this card, how this card was originally designed to be. I've got a little piece here. There we go. So we're going to glue this down on here. Alright, we're going to glue this down. And so then it just looks like a fun pattern. Like that. Alright, and I'm going to have it go this way. Alright. And then we're going to glue it this way, but we need a wider, we want a piece of that. What's our other colors? What's our other colors? What's that one? Pecan Pie, Petal Pink, Mossy Meadow, Lost Lagoon. I feel like that might be that new where's my new colors? My new colors. The cloud cover. That looks like cloud cover to me. Ooh. All right. Where is my cloud cover? I don't know where my cloud cover is. I thought it was over there. All right, so we'll just go ahead and do it like this. We're gonna just glue this side, okay? So you wanna make sure that you kind of put your finger here so you know. I don't have any scraps of cloud cover yet, so I can't just go to my little scrap thingy. All right, so here we go. Like this. All right. You know what? Maybe we'll just do this on the inside. Yeah. So let's go ahead and do this on the inside. So we want this at 4. I'm going to do this at 5. It's the same width, so we're good there. All right. Oh, nope, that was a little too long. So we're going to do that at 5. At 4 3/4, 4.5. We'll do it at 4.5. That way it doesn't show, because we don't want it to show. All right. So here we go. We're going to put this down. And what we want to do is we want to line it up over here on this side, like this, with this edge. All right, so line it up on this side with that edge and then fold this over to pick it up. All right, because that way, when you have it this way, it's matching. Otherwise, you might have it pulled out, so you have it matching that way. And then we'll put our white. Then we'll put some white on there. So this was 3.5 by 4.5. So we're gonna go with 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And that way it's also within there, but it gives you a little bit of a border for writing on. All right, just like that. And that way you've got something you can write on the inside with. There we go. All right. Just like that. All right, so that matches. And then we're going to do a sentiment on the front. I just thought of something. This would have gone good with it. Linen thread. That should have been my, see, that's my go-to. But somehow I forgot about my go-to. So what sentiment do we want on here? And actually, I think I want to use the sentiment piece. This is nicer than just a straight piece. So we're going to use this. Does it fit on here? No, it does not. All right. Does it fit on different scrap? Yes, it does. So let's go ahead and I'm going to grab the mini. Got all these virtual retreat things, the gifts and things that I'm in the process of finishing. So my back table is like totally full and cluttered with stuff that I am working on and putting together. So it's hard to find just about everything nowadays in here. Last week I was supposed to be cleaning this room up and finishing all that stuff, and since I lost almost a whole week of working in here, I'm finding myself scrambling to get all cut up. So, but I can do it. I've got this. I don't want to disappoint you, so we've got this going on. All right. Let's see, do we want it in the middle? I think I want it right there. What sentiment are we going to put on it? Where's our stamps? Here they are. All right. I think "You Mean the World to Me" is the one we're going to go with, because that will fit perfectly on there. And get out this one. All right. You mean the world to me. There we go. Move this out of the way. And we're going to take a little bit of the linen thread, cut it real quick, and then I'm just going to do the little finger wrappy thing. I don't even know what this is called. And we're just going to put it on the back. So I'm going to use a little piece of the tear and tape here and here, and then we're going to take this off like this. All right, so let's try this again. We're going to do, and I like to do about 3 fingers, but not close together like that. I like to just kind of spread it out a little bit. All right. Except it's not cooperating because it's been, so then when it doesn't want to cooperate, no, I'm going to make it cooperate. I'm going to make it cooperate. There we go. There we go. All right. So, because I want it to kind of loosen up like this. There we go. Now it's cooperating better. I guess I had it a little too tight. Oh, it was too small actually. So I'm going to do 4 fingers. There we go. Like this. And here we have, I like to have the ends. I don't like to have the ends showing. So I try and tuck the ends in like that. And then we'll just kind of do that. All right. And then we're going to use some of these wonderful dimensionals because, well, why not? They're here. They gave us a boatload of them. All right. So then we're going to do this. There we go. I like that. Now that's too narrow. What's happening over here? All right. That was looking kind of pointy. I don't want it to be pointy. All right, come on. Here we go. There we go. All right, so you mean the world to me. And then you have your sentiment that you can do inside. All right, keeping it simple. You could have done more embossing if you wanted to, but this really, you wanted this to be your focal point. All right, you could add some gems if you wanted to as well, but I think the linen thread does a good job of adding that little extra to it. All right, what if you put the waves vertical? Yeah, you could have put the waves vertical too. You could have put the waves vertical any which way you want. You can do them however you want. So, all right, so these are our 2 cards for today. All right, so I used 1 sheet of Misty Moonlight for the card bases, and then a little bit of the petal pink and a piece of white. But you very well could have, is that crooked? That is crooked, darn it. All right, and you probably didn't even notice if it was crooked because of the waves, but somehow I did. So I used a small piece of the petal pink and then some white. So not bringing too much from the outside in. I did bring in the gems and I did bring in the linen thread. This is kind of a staple. You almost have to have it in your place, and not just for male cards, for masculine cards, but for any cards it works. All right, so here you go. These are my 2 flying by the seat of my pants cards for today. So thank you for joining me. I appreciate it, for hanging in there with me as I was trying to fix things. And then, you know, you can choose to use this for something else. It does have a little bit of color on it. I'll keep this and maybe we'll throw it into something that I work on next week, for next week. All right, so remember Monday, 9 o'clock, Paper Pumpkin Playdate will start being Mondays at 9 o'clock. So I'll do a quick little graphic, since I'm on a roll with graphics, to let you know of the new live schedule. Because I'm also adding in Thunderstruck Thursday, where we'll do some fun folds or some, I just learned this cute new little little treat bag, like super quick and easy. So I might go ahead and show that to you this Thursday. I haven't made up my mind for sure. I have a few things that I'm going to show you, and so we'll do that on Thursday. And then of course tomorrow is the Kit Together Tuesday. So I'll be doing one of the kits that I haven't done yet, and then I just saw on our Special Leaders Live the new kits that are coming out for this month. They go on sale tomorrow, actually, so I'll be ordering them right away to get that in. So kit, and one is a cool pop-up card kit for kids that kids could make with a little bit of help depending on their age, but it'll be a super cute card. Like everyone, all the adults just kept playing with the cards. So it looks like total fun. So thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it. And I will see you again tomorrow at, I think it's 1:30 for Kit Together Tuesday. See you then. Bye-bye. Thanks, Missy, for joining me. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Sharon. Wow, you finally have internet? Oh, goodness. Wowza. Yeah, I'm glad you finally have the internet, but I'm signing off, so you'll have to go back and catch the replay. And, you know, don't laugh too much at me, but go ahead and give me your laughing emojis because of some of my goof ups, because, you know, that's what I'm good for. is making you laugh and showing you how to goof up or what not to do. I'll make the mistakes for you so you don't have to make as many. All right? That we'll just make that our deal. So, see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.